Hello, friends. Imagine a world where ancient wisdom had been buried under centuries of darkness, where progress had slowed to a crawl, and where art, science, and philosophy seemed but a distant memory of a glorious past. Now imagine a spark, small at first, flickering in the minds of poets, painters, and thinkers, growing into a roaring fire that would illuminate all of Europe. This was the Renaissance, a period of extraordinary rebirth, a time when humanity rediscovered its own potential. The word Renaissance itself means rebirth, and that's exactly what it was. Beginning in the 14th century and reaching its height in the 16th, the Renaissance was a revival of classical knowledge, an explosion of creativity, and a revolution in the way people saw themselves and the world around them. It was a time when the works of ancient Greek and Roman scholars were dusted off, studied, and expanded upon. It was an age when art became more lifelike, when the human spirit was celebrated, and when minds broke free from the rigid dogmas of the Middle Ages. But why did it happen? And why then? The answer lies in a perfect storm of events. The fall of Constantinople in 1453 led to an influx of Greek scholars into Europe, bringing with them ancient texts that had long been forgotten in the West. The Black Death, though devastating, shook society to its core, forcing people to rethink life, death, and their place in the universe. The rise of powerful city-states in Italy, fueled by trade and banking, created an environment where artists and intellectuals could thrive. And then, of course, there was the printing press, perhaps the most important invention of the age, spreading ideas faster than ever before. At the heart of the Renaissance was humanism, a philosophy that placed mankind, rather than divine will, at the center of intellectual pursuit. Humanists believed in the potential of human beings to shape their own destiny, to create beauty, to seek knowledge, and to improve the world around them. This idea was reflected in the art of the time. Gone were the stiff, symbolic religious figures of the medieval period. In their place, artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo sculpted and painted human beings as they truly were, full of emotion, power, and grace. Perspective, light, and realism transformed paintings, making them seem almost alive. But the Renaissance wasn't just about art. It was about questioning the world itself. Copernicus dared to suggest that the Earth was not the center of the universe, a radical thought that paved the way for Galileo and later Isaac Newton. Writers like Machiavelli examined the nature of power, while explorers like Columbus and Magellan set out to redefine the map of the world. The Renaissance changed everything. Of course, not everyone welcomed this new way of thinking. The Church, which had long been the dominant force in European intellectual life, found itself challenged. Science, once controlled by religious doctrine, began to develop independently. The Protestant Reformation, fueled by Renaissance ideals of individualism and inquiry, would shake the very foundations of Europe. But change, once set in motion, could not be stopped. And so, the Renaissance spread, from Italy to France to the Netherlands to England, leaving behind a legacy that shaped the modern world. It gave us Shakespeare and Michelangelo, Galileo and Gutenberg, revolutionizing art, science, politics, and philosophy. The echoes of this era are still with us today, in our appreciation of knowledge, in our love for beauty, in our unending curiosity about the universe and our place in it. And where did it all begin? Where did this grand rebirth first take root? Where the seeds of change were planted in the minds of merchants, artists, and scholars? Well, that's a story that takes us to the bustling city-states of Italy. And that, my friends, is exactly where we'll go next.